It was about an employee that worked at a McDonald's drive-thru last year, and they had a regular customer that was a little bit odd. He described the customer as having a very long beard, and he was always wearing a Hawaiian shirt for some reason. But what was even more strange and alarming was that in his passenger seat there was a skeleton. Now obviously it was a fake skeleton, but every time he went through the drive-thru, this skeleton would be sitting beside him. He would dress the skeleton up differently every single time, and he would never mention it or say anything about it when he went to grab his coffee. The next story is called The Dolls in the Back Seat. There was a lady who worked at the Dairy Queen drive-thru, and this one time later in the evening, after the sun had gone down, a woman ordered 5 ice cream cones, which obviously isn't that unusual, but when the lady drove up to the window to get her ice creams, the employee saw that sitting in her back seat of her car were 5 creepy dolls all buckled up nicely. And as she was handed these 5 ice cream cones, she would one by one reach back into her back seat and give them to each doll. An employee said she seemed totally normal, just like the man who had the skeleton. She was acting as if nothing was wrong, didn't say anything about it, just drove off with the 5 dolls in her back seat who all had their ice cream. Alright, the next story is called The Man Without a Face. There's a story about a night shift worker at McDonald's who worked from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. And during that time, as you can probably imagine, he saw a lot of strange people. The odd ones come out at night. Me. But there was this one night in particular that literally made him want to quit his job. He had his headset on waiting to hear people's orders. It was a particularly quiet night, and just after 3 a.m., a car slowly pulled up. He heard this muffled whispering in his headset, so he had no idea what the person was saying. So he said, "Sir, I can't hear you. Can you speak louder?" So the whispering got louder, but it was almost like he was speaking an unknown language. It sounded like backwards English or like just some strange gibberish. So the employee thought that maybe the microphone was broken and asked this person to come up to the window. Well, the car pulled up, and sitting in the darkness of the driver's seat, all shadowed by the car, was a man with no face. And he didn't speak, he didn't move. He just sat in his car silently, almost as if he was waiting for something. So the employee immediately shut the window, called the police, was completely freaking out. And as you can imagine, the police thought he lost his mind. They figured it was a prank or something, so the police never actually showed up. And the next morning, this employee quit their job and said they would never work a night shift ever again.